All right, terrific. Continuing from the floor at CES 2026 in Las Vegas, I'm with Colin, the CEO.
Yes, sir.
Of this wonderful Haply business, right? Sort of playing on the word of haptics.
Sure.
And we're looking at next-gen robotics.
Yeah.
So maybe tell us a bit about what this is and why it's playing so well. It's award winner this year, so you definitely got something going here.
Yeah, so this year we won 2 awards for our usage of this platform technology, which is a 3D input device. So it allows you to capture really natural motion that we're used to as people moving in these 3D world. So you can capture that motion, but you can also very precisely feel what you're interacting with.
Yeah.
And that bidirectionality, that exchange of understanding when you're touching a surface, you're interacting with different medical content, you have a lot of these organic surfaces. That's what's really important here, is to give you that extra sensory modality that allows you to be really, do amazing things that you weren't ever able to do before.
And look, I know you might have been confused and thinking I'm a surgeon.
Yeah.
I am not, but I can feel this, right? You're bumping against the bone. I can't move this anymore.
Yeah.
I get into this environment, and to your point, this might be a training device, right, for someone, and you get a different feel as you're kind of drilling into the blue versus drilling into the white, which is the bone. And so training primarily. Do you see this as actually true application in terms of executing surgery? And is remote surgery a real thing here?
So yeah, absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, what this is you're taking DICOM data, which is real 3D scan data from a patient, and you're actually interacting with physical data. So this was developed at Stanford University, and this type of simulation has been historically really widely used and is very popular use of the technology. But this technology really stems from surgical robotics. So you see these companies, and they've really prioritized how do you capture that level of precision and dexterity from the hands of a surgeon and let them feel that when they're doing a robotic surgery. And so what we've really prioritized doing is taking that same technology, reducing the cost, and now applying it in other medical applications, other consumer robotics, industrial robotics applications in ways that it hasn't been possible in the last 15 to 25 years.
And this is why we found you so interesting, because one of the big themes we've been emphasizing is as we run towards a future of health, technology should allow us to bring down the unit economics in a meaningful way and apply, new technologies to old jobs in more effective ways. How radical a cost difference are we talking about here versus some of the more established organizations doing robotics right now?
Sure. So for this type of platform, which allows you to, control things in 3D, but also feel back, it's typically around 10x the price of what we're selling these for today.
Really?
So we range in price point from our entry-level units are getting to the level of almost consumer electronics. We're at the consumer electronics show, right?
Right.
So we're targeting the areas of like the $800 to $1,500 price point so that people can start using this. And that opens up entirely new unit economics for people like ultrasound, centers, where they're able to start using these with robots to capture really important data and really improve the patient outcomes, the patient process, their experience.
So do you think it's about, that's unbelievable, 10x, a 10x reduction in cost is radical to me. Do you think this is about better outcomes, or do you think this is also about access, so folks who weren't getting care can get care?
Yeah.
And do you also think this is maybe about going after underserved or unmet need in the market, which is, now that I have this tool in hand, I might do things that in general have been underserved in the market? Is it all three?
It's a big question. Yeah, I was going to say it's all three, and I could probably talk for 20 minutes about each one.
Okay.
So yes, underserved areas, right? So now you're able to control something 500 miles away, do an ultrasound scan, be able to do this type of medical intervention, and then give people the important care that they wouldn't otherwise have, right? Yeah. And so you're able to really improve patient outcomes that way. But really, opening up new application areas is really important. We're seeing the cost of robots reduce by a factor of 10. We're seeing the promise of a lot of these companies are raising hundreds of billions of dollars with the promise of getting these robots in your home within the next 10 years. And so what we're really envisioning is, okay, we want our device, the same way you have every household in the world has a computer mouse, right? And we want our device, our 3D input device, to be that platform that enables, when these type of technologies start coming into the home, that we want you to have that intuitive control. So kind of intuitive robotics, the way that they use it for surgical, we want intuitive non-surgical control entering everybody's lives.
So if I understand that correctly, my niece might have something like this in her home in the next 10 years.
There will be no future that people will not use 3D devices for gaming, for controlling their robotic systems.
Yep.
And so the idea there is that you're able to use this platform technology in a diverse number of ways. Healthcare has been the beachhead market. We've seen it in robotic surgery. We're now seeing it in other types of interventions or other types of medical applications. But the goal is to make it much, much bigger.
I love it. So last question for me. I mean, really startling the 10x cost reduction and the quality, what it lets you do, and also the remote element of it. So what's next for you all? What's the next sort of mountain to climb as you're sort of sprinting towards this vision you've just painted?
You know, there's so many applications, and one of the big hurdles right now is really us, narrowing down and really focusing on one. Today, we are heavily focused on industrial automation. We're seeing all these biggest companies, biggest market cap companies in the world. You can name them all, but they are really heavily focusing on automation because we're seeing whether it's population demographic decline, we're seeing less people wanting to get involved in some of these manual jobs. We're seeing all these type of different competing factors, kind of emerging. And the idea is we're going to have to train these robots how to interact with the physical world in the same way we as people have evolved to be really good at manipulating objects.
Colin, founder of Haply.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate it. One of the most remarkable robotics examples playing around in healthcare and beyond. Look out for more. 2026 CES live from the Forum Las Vegas. Thanks so much.
Thank you.